Discovery Roger, go for deploy.
2, 1,
0.
0, and liftoff. Liftoff. Americans return to space as Discovery clears the tower.
All right, yeah.
Let me make sure. Ah, you're on. Okay, cool. Welcome, everybody. And then, how's my audio? Because I got a new microphone. Does it sound good?
You sound like in a big hall.
In a big hall,
It sounds
really?
good. Yeah, like in a big hall.
Like there's
in
an
a
echo?
church. Yeah, I guess so.
That's weird. It
So
shouldn't.
how long we've been live?
A few seconds.
2 seconds. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Toon Talk. Because I'm talking about other things. I'm really excited because we have other podcasts in the family. So I'm like, everyone is receiving lights and mixing consoles for the method, the flow. It's pretty cool. There you go. Now we have a light. The other light was better. You
Very,
look a little blue. I
very.
must confess that you have this little Cameron, James Cameron going since the other day.
That any better? Or I don't know. It might just
No,
be
I mean,
on
and you
Zoom,
look good,
too.
but you just look blue.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. That's a quirk of this room.
I mean, maybe you just want to be blue.
No, I just put in a
Maybe you
filter
better not.
because we're talking about the Pro. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What I didn't tattoo here, stupid things in my eyebrows and here. Yeah.
Well, but before I forget, this podcast is brought to you by Trophy Smack and Boger Cabinetry. We'll talk about both of them later in the episode. But yes, we were talking about The Crow because actually, I have two movies that I had to watch this weekend, which I'm about to break your heart, buddy.
Okay. Bring
I
it.
can't. I canceled my AMC A list.
Why?
I wasn't using it. I
Oh, well,
just,
if you're not going 3 times a week, it's dumb.
yeah. Well, but here's the thing, though. I think when I do have more free time and I enlist in something, I don't think I'm going back to AMC. I think I'm going to go to Regals.
Oh, tell us about Regals. What is so
So
interesting about Regals?
Regal's plan is $18.99 a month, and you get truly unlimited.
Hey, do you mean unlimited movies?
Unlimited movies and 10% off all concessions, and you still get the points system like AMC does.
Because of my way of life, I don't eat there nothing. Right? When I go,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't eat corn or butter, or pop. So the concession doesn't matter. I'm not like you sponsor
But
for Coca, but
it is truly unlimited. So if you theoretically, if you wanted to see two movies in a day, now what I need to check on, because if it's truly unlimited, one person can have it and they should be able to buy movie tickets. I don't think you'll be able to get away with that. I think it's unlimited for per person.
for one
But
person like AMC.
yeah,
But
yeah.
okay, now we have a problem here. I love AMC, but the people, if you guys are listening to us, Regal, we don't have exclusivity yet, right? Now, I can walk to the AMC theater.
Yeah.
I can walk to it. So that will be a difference. I don't know if Regal is close to me, but if it is,
yeah, it just
sometimes
depends.
I'm moving my light. I don't know if this works. I like it better like this. I must be honest with you. Sometimes 3 movies a week is not enough for me.
Hmm.
But sometimes the artistic movies that are not included in the AMC stuff list.
And that's the other thing I need to get clarification on is I need to know too, because like with AMC, you don't pay extra for Dolby or IMAX.
Nothing.
Now, Regal says unlimited, but again, it's just clarification,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna look into it. But
But if it works, it works. I mean, we're welcome to every sponsor that everybody want to give us.
yeah, exactly. I'll go with the service that pays me. I'll do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what I was saying is I had just watched two movies this weekend, one of which was City of Dreams, per your recommendation. And then I watched The Crow as well, the 2024 remake, and I have thoughts.
Okay, let's welcome the audience. Remember, subscribe and like and share with everyone, and let's dig into The Crow. The Crow 2024. Let's call it like that, because I'm a big fan of the original one. But go ahead.
Well, so it's like because we spoke off air about this. My biggest impression of the whole movie, I will say, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but there's a lot of problems. Primarily the fact that the people behind this movie don't understand The Crow. Like they have a different interpretation of it. So I'm not saying it's not valid, but I'm speaking to what the original author James O'Barr said about it. So, and we were getting into this, and then you said, "Wait, save it for the podcast." So here's where I'm going to dig into it. If you've only seen The Crow 2024, your impression is probably that The Crow is a story about vengeance. And according to James O'Barr himself, that's not The Crow is not about revenge or vengeance. The Crow is about grief and how
Okay.
to it's processing grief. James O'Barr is the first to admit the Crow graphic novel was him processing the grief and helplessness of his girlfriend at the time being killed by, I believe it was a drunk driver, if I'm not
The
mistaken.
original one
Yeah,
or
the
the
original
comic
graphic,
one?
the original graphic
In the
novel.
graphic novel, he's killed by a drunk driver. Correct.
Yeah, I thought I was remembering that.
That the comic is not as good as people think, though.
Them's fighting word.
Yeah.
I love the graphic novel. Here's the thing,
I,
though.
I'm sorry that I'm going with this. You make me check every 2D movie is included. If
Oh,
you want to
okay.
see a 3D or doubly, you pay the difference.
Ooh,
However, however, you can bring a free for friend for free in some audiences. Now,
ooh,
it's 18 bucks, but the most important is they're already September 19, they're doing the Matrix 25th anniversary. So guess what? I'm just realized that I got a Regal a mile away. So it's gonna be tough for me because the other one is 1.1 miles and this one is 1.2. And it's exactly behind my gym. And I'm realizing that the one that I go to is close to my house have 6 rooms. The one to the right, oh my God. They have exclusive Superman Christopher Reeve story. Why'd you do this to me, man? Why'd you do this to me? I was happy.
well,
Why'd
see,
you do this to my life?
I gotta say, if Dolby's not included, I think I'd go back to AMC.
No, wait. Hold on a second. They have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 50th anniversary in October 2. Bro, this is amazing. Average Show, Terrified 2, Terrified 3. Back to the Future 2 35th anniversary. These guys so unlimited. Okay, they have, yeah, but you know what? What is room to pay a little difference?
Well, that's true. As often as I actually end up going to a Dolby showing.
Yeah, they don't have it as much, but you can be a friend for free. So that make it really interesting because
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
tell your
that
friend, let's go to the Dolby, you just pay the difference for both or your girlfriend, right? Now I
she's
got
not
a
gonna
problem
pay the
because
difference. Yeah,
I pay my mom's AMC. So, but you know what I mean.
yeah.
Anyway, damn, probably need to have both. Ah, yeah, why are you doing to me? Why are you doing to me?
Well,
Why?
I just saw it advertised and I went, huh, interesting.
Okay, listen to me, Regal. This is not you, audience. This is not you, Jake.
I'm not Regal.
No, if you want me, I'll be there. Just say the word, and I'll be there. Okay, going back to the Crow. Sorry. Uh, this is what happened when your co-host put stupid ideas in your head. Then I'm gonna be complaining because you know what is good about the Regal? Right in front is my favorite Japanese restaurant.
Mm.
Unlimited for 20 bucks. Unlimited Japanese healthy sushi and salmon for 20 bucks a day.
That
That's
sounds like
600 bucks a day, a month.
that sounds like a lovely date night for yourself.
Gym, gym, sushi, movie theater every day. I'm gonna be buff, more cultivated, and well fed. Thank you for ruining my life, Jake. Anyway, the Crow. I feel like the episode of How I Met Your Mother when they're talking about many things. I like, so you saw the girl. You saw the girl. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Anyway, the
yeah.
Crow.
So get to the restaurant.
So the crow. So you think it's not about revenge?
No, it's not.
It's about what for you?
I agree because especially if you read the graphic novel in and of itself is, you can tell as you're reading it, it's very much him. I mean, the story, as far as what's going on in the story, it's not even so much revenge. I don't think it's about revenge. I think it's about, again, it's about the processing of grief, because the character Eric is brought back because something so heinous was done that it has to be set right, and he
So
cannot
it's
rest.
revenge.
No, there's a difference. He cannot rest until things have been set right, meaning until he processes his grief. Now, part of the character Eric's journey is to, I don't even want to say get revenge. It is making them pay, but the story in and of itself, the concept of the Crow is about the creation of the Crow as a franchise was about, and still is to this day, processing grief. Now, everybody who makes an interpretation gets to do what they will with it. But in the original film, it starts out as a revenge story, but it very quickly becomes, um, not so much revenge, more so justice, but also still protecting the innocent. Because
I agree with that.
what's
But
the
remember
kid's
that
name
in I don't remember, but remember I haven't seen it in 30 years, but what I remember, she gets raped,
in the graphic novel? Yes,
and in the first movie.
yes,
So he
yes.
gets back for revenge. Like you say, it's protect the innocent. But you know what I like about the original, without putting down the new one. The original is about revenge that transforms in an eternal love story. And this one is a love story that happened to be messed with a lot of aggression. I I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like this one. I feel it all over the place, the new one.
Honest, for sure. And what I mean by, it was probably because my expectations were so low. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's got problems. There's so many things in this movie that don't make sense. First of all, are they in prison or are they in rehab? Because it seems like they're in both. If it's prison, I don't know, and I could be wrong. I mean, maybe it's California. Are there co-ed prisons? I don't think there are co-ed prisons. So
I don't think they are, but I think that would be a great idea. Just in
uh,
case we fall into that
there'd
trap.
be, with open cells during the day, there would be way too much fucking going on in a co-ed prison. So
It already exists, but it's the realness.
exactly, but exactly, but imagine if you didn't have to, like tuck it to the side.
Yeah, but let's be honest. There's a lot of things that they don't make sense.
Oh,
And I'm
tons.
gonna go spoiler like tons. First of all, the uniforms, the pink uniforms,
Yeah, that was weird. That was dumb.
is like dumb because you have in your hands a franchise that is stained with the death of the lead character that happens to be the son of somebody that died suspiciously too, that he was a legend of the kung fu. You have the darkness of the crow, and this one is like it's empty for me,
It's very empty. It seemed to,
soulless. That's my word.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
soulless.
because, well, and again, and it partially goes into a lot of the things that don't make sense, because the sense I got from this movie is, it's like, okay, we've got these story beats we need, and it's getting from A, B, C, D. It's connect the dots filmmaking. It's like we got to get here, so it's very textbooky, but in a bad way. And so the other part of that is, that's why a lot of this movie doesn't make sense, because nobody during the writing process thought this doesn't make sense. For example, they're traveling around doing all this shit. How? What? How? What are they doing for money? Are they selling drugs? Because if they just said that they were selling drugs, that's fine. But I mean, there's so much crap that doesn't make any sense. What are they doing for food? People have to eat.
And something else. This is stupidity that suddenly somebody talked to your ear and you became a serial killer. That
Oh,
doesn't
I
make sense.
hated that. I
And
hated.
and something that I hate the most about the movie, It's like they're assuming that the generation of consumers of this movie, they need to get explained the simple things and improvise the thing that they can explain. That's what I hate about this movie.
So this is the irony. The original Crow movie, and really to the graphic novel to another extent, they don't really explain what's happening.
That's the magic, don't you think?
Yeah, oh, I agree because it's like, but by watching the movie, you can, okay, you get very clearly that Eric died and is now back a year later. There's a crow following him around that seems to have something to do with his power, but they don't really go into it because you don't need to. You get what you know that Eric can regenerate and can't be killed because you see it happen on screen. You don't need a 10-minute scene of dialogue with some old ghost guy who's a ghost and maybe not.
So who is that actor? Either way, it's the cousin of the director. Is the director? Who the hell is he? I mean, I'm not saying that he didn't do a good job, but if he lost the character like 7 times and suddenly his accent is off, suddenly he's
Yeah.
looking to the camera. I mean, the guy's not a bad actor if we're doing college movies. But this is supposed to be a mainstream. Um,
This movie was
he
never
didn't
going to be
hit.
mainstream.
It's
It's
supposed
too.
to.
I know, but I could tell you from the very beginning.
Oh
This
no, no,
movie
they're
went.
taking it out of the movie theaters. They're
Yeah,
taking
yeah,
it out.
yeah. Well, I had a hell of a time watching it. I couldn't find anywhere. But anyway, this movie, the vibe I got was it was trying to be weird, really, really bad. Like it was trying to be weird. And Shelley and Eric are both very. I mean, Eric, I guess is. I'm not going to say he's likable, but I guess you don't really hate him. Shelley's not likable at all in this movie.
Who's the actress?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
That's the issue. You see, they could have a really good cast. The guy, the lead actor, he's an okay actor.
Yeah, I mean, considering what he was
Yeah,
given, I think he did just fine. It's
yeah, but he did Pennywise before.
yeah. Oh
So
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I think this was a script, not an actor. But
I think, I mean, he's from Sweden, if I'm correct, right? There's two times.
Sweden, yeah.
And maybe I'm not one to say about the accent because I got a thick accent, but I'm not playing an American pro, right? And the guy loses and can hear his accent twice. You don't do that in a Hollywood movie. Then,
You,
spoilers alert, people.
you do if you're
Really?
Jerry Butler, but
What?
you do if you're Jerry Butler, but
Yeah, well, yeah, but Jerry Butler doesn't, his character is not American. Never.
that's true.
Anyway, the thing is, spoilers alert, the ending is so bad.
Oh, I hated the
Because
ending.
they wanted to make a love story full of aggression. He
And I mean,
saved
you
his
could
life.
do that, just don't call it The Crow.
Yeah, just that they could call it something else. I mean, the simple fact that he colored his eyes with the shadow of the paint. That's it. That's the reference to the crow. If you remember the original one, we can see the eyes of the crow guiding him.
Hmm.
The original one, the guy wants to punish the people that killed his girlfriend and raped her because they were in love for years, not for 3 days. This couple fall in love for 3 days.
Which that's another. I mean, it's implied they spend more time together, but yeah, they break out of prison together. So right out of the gate, you got two people that are not good for each other because clearly they're enforcing bad behavior that got them in place in the first place. It's implied they spend some time together, but first of all, they show people hitchhiking in what is presumably 2024. Like that's a great way
Where
to get killed.
where's the director from? Yugoslavia? The director is from Croatia, and he's like, I'm gonna make a movie. I'm gonna escape the war.
Oh, they're
I'm
totally,
gonna make.
totally, yeah.
It's like,
Um,
dude, seriously, the movie. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was waiting for you to watch it. Probably you're feeling like this because I told you it was a really bad movie and you were with low expectations. But it's a really bad movie.
It
I
it
believe it's
it
a really bad
is.
movie.
It is. There's some really bad. The ending I think is the worst of it all. I'm so the ending and the villain are really the supernatural which this sounds really silly when you're talking about the crow. The supernatural aspect of the villain that makes it not very Crow-like. Because the whole point of the Crow in every iteration that I'm aware of is it's a supernatural event happening to bring justice in the real world. Well, this dude, fucking Ludendorff from Wonder Woman, don't think I didn't catch that because it's the same actor. Um, it doesn't make sense. So he's bad, but Eric Draven is good, even though they're very similar things happening here. But the part I hated, the absolute most of all, is that Shelley lives in the end. Spoiler alert.
Of
No,
course.
I'm
No,
fine with, I'm totally fine with Eric trading his soul to save Shelley's soul, not to bring her back to
yeah,
life.
but that's not the crow.
I know, I
That's not
know,
the
I know,
crow.
I know. The thing is, Shelley is an innocent. That's the whole point of her character. Shelley is
No,
an innocent.
she's a prostitute that does drugs and kill people.
Oh, in this version, yes.
Oh yeah, in this picture, the other person is a normal person trying to
That's what I mean.
survive.
She's an innocent bystander, and
Oh, I
Eric.
thought you say I'm innocent. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of the tragedy is the fact that it's not like Shelley was in some seedy shit and owed people money, blah 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 blah. Which I'm not saying they should have killed her in this movie, right? But that's the whole point. It's a random act of violence.
And don't you think that we talked about this in previous shows? Don't remember to like and subscribe. Maybe somebody wrote the script and some producers say, "Hey, this sounds like The Crow. Let's just name it, get the rights, get more following because it is, but it's not." Now, box office alert, budget $50 million, gross
Really?
worldwide 18.6. That's a
Really?
big
The
loss.
the budget was 50 million?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest, except for some of the CGI of the crow, honestly
bro, bro,
it looked okay.
bro. No, I'm so sorry. Sorry, but I could make the same movie with this same cast with less than 4 million, bro. The movie's bad.
Okay, yeah,
The
you're probably
directing is
right.
bad.
You're
Yeah,
probably
no, I
right.
mean, we're not talking about Gotcha here. And it's like this is a bad movie. Who's the director? I'm looking to that. Don't even worry. I got it here. Rupert Sanders. Rupert Sanders, if you must know for people that don't know who he is, as director, he got 30 titles in IMDb, right? Role, director, okay, refine. So he directed Foundation, the TV show that I hated to see. He directed Ghost in the Shell.
The American remake?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so we
He
clearly know he's not
directed
good at adaptations.
no, he directed Snow White and the Huntsman. Really, really bad movie. And that's it. So Snow White and the Huntsman is a bad movie. Ghost in the Shell, the VR experience, I've never seen it. Ghost in the Shell, I fall asleep. And now we have Foundation, that is a TV show in Apple. And then he does The Crow. But let's realize that this is his worst qualification. This is 4.6 in IMDb.
So he's like Kamala Harris. He's failing forward.
Yeah, no. But I mean, let me just do this. His agent is magnificent. He sucks. His agent is giving him the job. The writers are James
Fired.
Barr, that is James O'Barr, that is the comic book series, that's the original one. But this screenplay is made by Zachary Ballin. That actually was surprised because he did Creed 3, King Richard, Gran Turismo, right? And Bob Marley, that's a really boring movie. But now The Crow. So I was waiting for him to deliver something different. And the other writer is William Joseph Schreiber, that he's The Return of Silent Hill, for God's sake. That's it. I'm 1540. So I don't know if Zach just review it and say, okay, does it have spell mistakes, right? Do whatever you want. I get my money.
That's like he ran it through spell check.
Yeah, it's like, and he got the title and a couple of $1,000 because the movie's bad. It's like
Yeah,
bad.
it's quite bad. There are just so many. It's trying to do too much, and it doesn't do any of it well. And that this is such a little nitpick, but it is it's so stupid. So for some reason, they felt the need to give Eric at the end of the movie. They felt the need to give him a samurai sword, but it's not even a proper katana. It's a
No,
short
no,
sword.
guys, weird.
It's
It's like
so dumb.
why?
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Let's
Yeah,
let's
here's the other thing too. He goes to his friend. So Eric actually gets a few people killed. He goes to his friend and he's like, "I need a gun." I'm like, "Why do you need a gun? You can't die. Just pick everyone and take one of their guns. You don't need to involve other people. This is stupid. This is a pointless scene. You're putting people in danger that
well,
shouldn't be in
you don't
danger."
understand that is the first time that he dies, and it's the first time he comes back. So all his knowledge in 2024 was erased. That character never saw The Walking Dead. That character never saw a superhero movie. He doesn't understand what life is about. If I die right now, right, and somebody raped my girlfriend, right, and I die, and I come to avenge, I got all the knowledge for the life I live to go and kill everyone, like you say. I will just put them, sit them in my fingers and spin them till their ass fall out. I don't die. I don't get hurt. Right? It hurts, yeah, but it's like he doesn't die. Now in
Eric
this movie, he dies. Every
in
time he gets really died, he goes back to the boy.
yeah, which is another. They just that just reminded me of Little Nicky.
Yeah, but Little Nick is funny. I
I
wanna
expected him to fly back in the water. And he comes up, and the dude just got tits on his head. He's like, "She's already got balls."
so I want let's play a game, a new game for the Toon Talk that I just came to my mind. Are you ready? You're gonna review from 1 to 10 the reviews titles. So
Oh
I'm gonna
God,
read 5 reviews, and you're gonna. Are you ready? Another cult classic, Defile. 1 to 10.
accurate.
What do you give it?
That's an A. That's very accurate.
Okay, so that he gives him a 5. Are you ready?
Oh, out of five.
Yeah, no, he's from 1 to 10. He gives them a 5, right? Now he gives them 4. Absolute cringe.
See, I don't know about that. There's a couple moments of cringe, but if this had been done slightly different, first of all, another critique I have, it's a solid 45 minutes into the movie before any of the crow stuff actually starts happening. So the
Oh yeah.
beginning is obscenely boring.
The beginning is like watching a show. Remember the movie Kids?
Yes.
It's just kids
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
without the skating. Uh, this crow doesn't fly. I give him
Oh,
a.
A
Uh,
plus plus.
are you ready? The crow, more like the no. I love this one. A lackluster movie with poorly written dialogue.
Yeah,
This
the
guy was
dialogue is pretty awful too.
yeah.
I mean, and the other thing is, why does Shelley like this guy? He doesn't talk.
Because he because he saw him in it. He saw
I
him in the
suppose.
movie It.
And I love the line when he's like, they have a thing against boys and girls eating together. Really, but they don't have a problem with them commingling in the fucking cells.
And dude, there's when they're in the apartment and she's like, "You stink." Oh, I'm gonna take a shower.
And
No,
then they
come here
fuck.
first.
Yeah.
It looks like what? Ah.
Well, and then the other thing is like, yeah, it's my friend's place. He lets me crack. Oh, it's your friend's place.
Yeah, it's like what the hell? And suddenly, I don't know, man. The movie's bad.
It's bad. I
From
tried
one
to
to
like
ten,
it.
I will put it 2.5, 3 tops.
Yeah, I would say three tops because there's just so much bad here. And the thing of it is, even like there's some of the parts at the end where he's going on his killings. Okay, so here's another thing. It generally annoys me when Hollywood just clearly doesn't understand how guns work. I'm sorry, I've been in an opera house. People are gonna hear that much shooting.
Of course.
It's right there. I mean, here's the thing. Guns are loud, people.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, you can say that to Alec Baldwin too soon. Yeah, but they really don't know how it goes. I mean, that shooting it will sound like what they think they're inside in a freaking Deep Purple concert.
I guess, but even it's like someone would have called the cops.
Someone will scream, go inside like, ah! Right?
Well,
So
and
yeah,
then speaking of gratuitous, when Eric goes out on stage with the two severed heads, I'm like, this isn't necessary. The audience didn't do anything to you. They're just here for a nice, especially the people in the cheap seats. It's like
they
they're
already they're listening to opera, dude.
they're
That's
just
enough
having a night.
torture
Why are you throwing severed heads at them, you dick?
because he's a dick. He's not the crow. He's another reincarnation of the crow. This is not the crow from Brandon Lee. This is okay. Let's assume that this is not the crow. This is the crow effect that you're allowed to come back to revenge your loved ones.
Well, and there is
If they present it like that, right? If they take 2 seconds and say, this happened before, no. And the guy says, a long time ago in another story, another one. Boom!
perfect, perfectly
Solve it.
fine. Yep, it's done.
Oh, so I'm not watching the crow, I'm watching the crow effect. They can just name it.
Oh no, you're literally just making it because there have been other movies in the Crow franchise, and they're just different story.
They
Um,
could just make it the night in Prague, opera night from the Crow franchise. Hey, but they just try
perfect.
to make a remake that is not a remake.
And change, and hell, you can even, as a little wink, you can keep the names as Eric and Shelley. Like I get it, but if you've never seen the original Crow or read the novel, you wouldn't know.
Oh, you
So
just, if you already make that line, you put his name as Theodore and fucking Albin. Who fucking cares? But the problem is that they could name it Crow, right? The afterlife, the aftermath, the Crow, right?
actually,
The bitches revenge.
Crow
Yeah, but
Afterlife would have been a good title.
that's what we do for a living, right? That's what we do for a living, and I get it. A lot of people that listen to the podcast, and they're really grateful for the people that listen to the podcast. Thank you for keep following and give us reviews and everything. That take the time to Google us, understand that that's what we do for a living. Now, getting to the point that this director get, congratulations. But why don't you adore your job and you're a little more grateful for the opportunities that life is giving you? Take a deep breath and make it better.
That's just it. There really is no excuse because, like you said, they had $50 million, so it wasn't a budget issue. Like you already had the bones of the story laid out. There's no
And this
excuse for
actor,
this movie to be
well,
that bad.
probably this actor took 4 million tops. So they spread, let's just spread 15 in above the line, right? In the casting. You still have $35 million. To be honest with you, there was 12, 13 locations tops.
Yeah, there wasn't that many, and some of them could have been eliminated. Like every scene with them camping like hippies, like that could have been.
Yeah, but that is all with two black bandits, a rented van, and a freaking yeah. The expensive one is the CGI of the killing in the opera and the opera itself. But that is not more than 5 million.
Oh, but
Like I say,
that's yeah, that's what I was bringing up the opera killing. Some of it was unintentionally funny, and it just I was like, this is like when he felt like when the guy took the sword from him and stabbed him, and then he got pushed and he stabbed the other guy because he got pushed
yeah.
into him. I'm like, this is just like
I would like to get that sequence and just put it in the back. And every time somebody dies, go, and it will be funny.
I think we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna do that
HBO.
just to prove a point.
Yeah, because this will be just this kind of memes that everybody says that's what I pay internet for, because that's what it is. It's I was really disappointed because I was looking forward. Why? Let me attack something else. Something that was emblematic that you talk until the day was the soundtrack. The soundtrack of the original movie is created for the movie. There's a scene in track number 7, or no, track 11 of the CD. It's called "It Can't Rain All the Time." And
Oh,
it's a really ballad from the original. and it was like, the new one doesn't make sense. The movie, they're like
No.
track, tram, electro. It's like, dude, you have the opportunity to make an amazing rock, hard rock movie. I mean, I was gonna say no disrespect, but fuck it, totally disrespect. Change the color of the fucking prison. Make them meet, right, outside the prison in the courthouse, so they escape and then they meet. The ethereal thing, let them know that in the past this happened with another couple, right? And don't give him the end, right? And then take a different track, the one that you took, giving your life and whatever. The devil one, why he talks to the people there? Like, so it's like El Chapo Guzman was worse than this evil guy, right?
Yeah, it's just, so the other thing I really hated, it was just icky, is the fact that halfway through the movie they let you know that Shelley's mom was in on all this crap, and I'm just like, what the hell? Where'd this come from?
Yeah, because they needed to throw another character. That was a
I know,
character that
but
was
it's
too big.
literally just like, oh look, here's this person we've never fucking met before.
I really think that somebody present the script to the studio, they give it to this director, and he says, you know what, this movie is gonna be a B movie. Yeah, but it sounds looks like The Crow. Oh, you know what? I saw that movie 20 years ago. I think my dad saw it. Yeah, it's similar, right? Just make sure they paint it and then we sell it like that. I don't think
Yeah,
it was written for
yeah.
the Crow.
Well, so the other thing too is I was kind of chuckling at myself during the scene where we see him make somebody kill themselves the first time. I'm just like, oh, they just stole the plot from the movie Smile, except
Yeah,
badly. Because Smile, I don't know about you. I don't know if you saw Smile. Smile to
I
me,
hold a second. Again and Forever has a track called Smile because of that movie. That's how much I love it.
okay,
In the first album,
I have to ask you because so many people disagree with me on this. Smile was one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
maybe it's not the scariest, the most shocking.
I'll tell you why it's scary because again, the I view horror a little bit differently because I'm not a big horror junkie. But to me, the scariest thing is something that's inescapable, no matter what you do.
Yeah, so that's scary, of course.
Yeah, so for me, it was terrifying until you saw the creature. Then I
Yeah,
was
but the
like, oh,
creature is now. Let me tell you that for me, the most scary thing was the creature
when you saw
for
the
me.
physical manifestation of it,
Yeah, that was like the long neck. It was like scary. I got goosebumps right now. It scares me a lot. I like Smile is a great movie, and
it
number
is.
two, the trailers of number two
I
releases is
don't
gonna
want to
be
watch it, dude. I don't. Oh,
why?
because okay. So Smile was one of those movies where I was really glad I saw it. I actually said because I went on a first. No, it wasn't a first date, but it was a casual date. And afterward, I
Yeah,
literally said to her, I'm like, I'm really glad I saw that. I'm never watching that fucking movie again. Hey,
and that's what it was. Just one day.
yeah. So I don't. I don't. I
Yeah,
kind
but
of feel like I
let's
have
just
to
talk
see.
about the director and the writer from a Smile is Parker Finn. And you might say, who the hell is Parker Finn? Exactly. That's the
Hmm.
beauty of a Smile. It was his big movie, his opera prima. But you know, that's what it becomes spectacular when you love your work to the point that you are dangerous because you don't have another chance.
Well, and
Smile was less than $2 million.
and here's the truly genius part, and why I really like him is for those of you who don't know, Smile was basically he got the green light for Smile based on a short film he did, and
Yeah,
this clever motherfucker combined Smile into the narrative he already made with the short film, which was oh, I forget the girl's name, but so and so never sleeps or something like that.
never sleep. It
Have
never sleeps. Something like
Have
that.
you seen it? Have you seen the short?
No, I haven't.
It's fucking terrifying.
I will not watch it again. But let me tell you something. $50 million The Crow makes 17. This movie, 17 million in budget, it makes 217. It makes 200 million more. And the new one, it looks good to me, man. Because first of all, the lead actress, I don't know where I see her before. The lead actress, Naomi Scott, I think that's her name.
Oh, she sounds familiar. Hang on one second. I've got to stop my dog from. Stop shredding that. Stop shredding that, you dumb bitch.
Oh yeah, she's Jasmine for Aladdin. He was
Quit.
Kimberly in the Power Rangers, Charlie's Angel. You see, that's a
Here,
good
you want some
cast.
cream? Now, you want that?
Now I think she looks amazing, like that actress. Uh, the I want to see the budget for this one. We don't have the budget.
Oh, I'm sure it's higher, but I'm sure it'll make money.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I think it's a good movie. I mean, I think she looks exactly like Lady Gaga in her
Mm,
best times. Have you realized that? Even the actress,
I don't think
you
I've
know.
seen the new actress. I've only seen the poster. I haven't even seen the trailer. I didn't
Oh
know they
no,
were.
the trailer is just scary enough. Stop smiling at me. It's really good.
Oh fuck! That was.
Oh,
Oh.
let me tell you the plot. As far as I know, because I saw the trailer 1,700 times. He's a pop artist like Lady
Mm,
Gaga big,
mm,
and then the first his assistant go and kill himself with a gym weight in the face, and after that the smiles are. There's a shot. There is all her stuff walking like so Kubrick in a hole, and everyone is smiling. She's like, "Stop smiling at me." It's hard. And then a little girl, like 11-year-old girl, is just smiling, and she's like, "You want me to sign that?" And she's like, "Oh my god, it's really good. Look, goosebumps.
I
Oh,
know.
good movie. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
It's gonna be a really good movie. It's coming out really soon. So
Well, I know I didn't know about it until I literally saw a poster last night, and I'm like, oh, they're making. I'm not surprised they're making a second one, but because the other
yeah,
thing, that concept is something that can go on forever as long as you do it right, and if you leave it in the hands of the original creator, I think it'll be fine.
yeah, yeah. I don't think that we're gonna stop there, but yeah, I mean, you think can go far,
I
but
mean,
depending they got a good orthodontist.
it's just, ugh.
Yeah.
And see, so many people were like, it wasn't that good. I'm like, you and I clearly didn't watch the same movie. Because,
Well, remember that people when they saw a horror movie, they want an explanation.
well,
And
I
when
mean,
you
they
go and
got
see
one.
a horror movie, you sit down and enjoy it.
But the reason I thought it was so good in the end was I was like, oh, because at least as far as we know, by the end of that movie, it doesn't matter what you do, you will not win.
Yeah, because it's a curse of a demon in there.
Well, because it can manipulate your reality to trick you into putting yourself into the situation in the first place. So,
There's a curse. It's a curse like it's good. Now,
well, but then and then there was hope where I wouldn't call it a win. Spoiler alert for Smile, everybody. But there's a moment where you think she's not necessarily going to win, but she's at least going to end it. And then the door opens and that fucking idiot is standing there. Oh,
and you know what but getting back to the crow,
getting
it
back to it.
sucks.
It sucks.
It sucks.
Yeah, let's talk about a good
So
movie.
last episode we promised to talk about a couple of movies, and this is the second movie we're going to talk about, right? So first of all, save your money from the crow. Don't watch it. Wait till it comes to Hulu. Get some $2 popcorn. Go to the dollar store and get free popcorn. Right, and just watch it with your subscription. Game over. The crow, like that guy say, this crow won't fly.
Well, and so one other little tidbit of just so they thought they were going to be clever in the beginning and be like, look, see, this is like the graphic novel, except they pick the most metaphorical scene in the novel and completely fuck up the metaphor.
Which one you're talking about?
The very beginning with the white horse and the barbed wire.
Ah, dude, that scene was so badly delivered. Just for a
And
start, I forgot about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is I don't think they read the graphic novel. I think they flipped through the pages and were like, oh, look,
Like I
because,
say, probably the script was already done, and they thought to put the Crow franchise just to try to bring more people to the.
but here's the thing about it though. It is a reference to the graphic novel because I knew instantly and I went and grabbed my copy to check because I'm like, this seems very familiar. But it doesn't, if you haven't read the novel, it makes absolutely no sense to you as a viewer. And if you
I
have
don't
read the
wanna. Yeah.
novel, if you have read the novel, it still doesn't make any sense because the white horse is in that little. I'm not even going to call it a scene because what it is, it's something that's happening in Eric's mind, in his imagination when he's quote unquote on the train. Is watching this white horse outside, and then it gets tangled up in barbed wire. It's a metaphor for what happened to Shelley, a pure, you know,
Beauty of hope.
yeah, gets caught up in random violence. Like that's the symbolism. But if you haven't read,
Yeah.
like I said, if you haven't read the graphic novel, the scene makes no sense. And if you have read the graphic novel, it still doesn't make any sense because you know what that is referencing, and it just doesn't.
Now let me do it again. Congratulations to the agent because he gave $50 million to a person that it wasn't ready.
Fantastic job, agent.
I mean, whoever the agent is,
That's some Jerry Maguire
because
shit.
yeah, because he make his percentage, but I will be worried about my next thing because probably he's the agent of the actor. That's why he got the role. Because believe it or
Hmm.
not, Hollywood, everything is connected. Everything is connected. And they share the same agent. That's why they have the same people on it. Um, Talking about our next movie, you ready? You ready? We promised to talk about City of Dreams. City of Dreams is about human trafficking. It's a totally independent movie. It's got good executive producers. For the people that doesn't know about the movie and the executive producers, we have Aritzia Aparicio. She's an actress from a new actress from the movie Roma, a Mexican movie that was nominated to the Academy Awards last month, and it was her first movie. Alfonso Cuarón, that people might like know him, right? For many Gravity and those the Labyrinth Pond or whatever. I think it's the same guy. I always confuse the two guys. Either way, a Mexican director discovered her, and she just got a Hollywood Academy Award nomination right from the first movie. That's really, really rare. Really, really rare. So she's one of the executive producer, and the other executive producer is another Latino that you might know him for a song that it wasn't that famous called Despacito. Luis
Oh,
Fonsi.
Daddy Yankee.
Yeah, no, the other one, the other Latino, Luis Fonsi. He the executive producer. This is a new director, and you can see the lack of experience of the director. The photography is good. The lack of development in the script, however, you can see has soul, has time,
Hmm.
dedication. The acting goes up and down because the lead actor is really a really good actor. It's impressive.
It was his first movie, no?
The second one, he's doing. I mean,
Second. Okay.
he's his first lead.
Yeah. Okay. That
But
might be. I may have misunderstood.
he got. I mean, I never seen him before. I just read this, but it's a movie that has the same producers from Freedom. Was the other one?
Oh, Sound of Freedom. Yeah.
No, Silver Freedom made the right noise, and a bad movie with a good message make $500 million. It's
Okay.
bad.
So
It's
for
bad.
I'm not gonna
I
say
mean,
it's bad. Here's okay. So
the
here's
script
my
is really bad.
here's my 2 cents.
Uh,
So I actually
yeah, but
we did a review of Sound of Freedom on the Average Intelligence podcast, and basically what I said was it was a decent movie. There's a little too much Tim Caviezel.
yeah,
Um, there were parts of it that were really good though. Like honestly, that's a rare case in a movie where it actually starts out really good and then just kind of gets worse as you go along. Because the first section where he's like dealing with uh, Tim Caviezel, Tim Ballard, the character, is dealing with the guy that they bust. All that stuff until he meets Timoteo, that's all flawless. Like the scene where he's at the border crossing.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you, but you know what the difference between Sound of Freedom and The Godfather? Scene by scene is perfect. You know the difference between Sound of Freedom and Back to the Future? Scene by scene is analyzed. It's
Fair,
good developed. The simple
fair,
fact that I didn't like about Sound of Freedom, it made me cringe by the scene, not by the message. And and City of Dreams made me cringe about the message, not the scene. Now, yeah, because Sound of Freedom, I mean, I'm again, it's a great message to spread, even it's a really bad situation, of
okay,
course.
okay, fair, okay. Now I understand you. Yeah, and I would
But
agree.
the
I would
movie
agree.
is wrong. The script is got a lot of holes. When he's going to Cuba to talk to the ex-drug dealer, that happens to be a good guy,
Columbia, but yeah, yeah.
Colombia, whatever. Same,
But the thing is, you
same.
got to understand that was based on a real person.
Yes, but that guy, his acting is lame.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
If they
I got you.
finish the movie, if they finish the movie when they rape everyone in that big city, good. But him recovering the girl by himself, like fucking Rambo First Blood, it didn't happen, right? So
No,
it's like it didn't happen in real life. The rest happened in real life,
yeah,
right?
I
And
agree with
to
that. I
be
agree
honest
with
with
that.
you, to be honest with you, and again, I don't want to sound like, oh, he knows everything. What the fuck are his movies, right? We're working on that. But if that movie was, the script was not rewritten but reordered, when you're making a movie, you separate all your scenes. There's a director that I will talk about in a second, that he makes the script. That's how I learned, right? And then scene by scene, he put it in post-its, and then he put it in the wall in order. And then he sits down for 48 hours and see what post-its are gonna move. And I think this movie is supposed to do that. If we start with the island or the recovering, and then a flashback, and then the bag, and it will be an amazing movie because what? Movie's supposed to be flag, up, up, down, climax, release. And this one is up, 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 climax, down, dead, dead, lie, lie, lie. Oops. So it's just a matter of put it together. And again,
That's a thing that will happen though. It's a pitfall that so many movies that are quote unquote based on true stories fall into because like we talked about a movie a while ago. I don't remember the Spanish out Society of Snow.
yeah,
The problem I had with that movie is it was probably so accurate that it felt slow.
yeah, I was talking about this. Look, there's two ways to write a movie, and when the is spelled, I mean, written right, there's two ways to direct a movie. If the script says Virus takes his glasses off and put it in the table, right? And then the shot is here, then the shots go to my hand, go like this, and my eyes looking at things. That's a movie. Real life is this. Nobody
Yeah,
gives a fuck with the. So if you shoot it as real life, it's not a movie. It's a documentary.
fair,
So
fair.
that movie that you're telling me, I think the narration is beautiful, but it doesn't supposed to be narrated by someone that dies, or supposed to be the one that dies at the end. I'm
Hmm.
talking about the level
Society
where
of
you put
Snow.
a
Yeah.
survivor. Uh, I
Well, you
think the
know.
ending,
Oh, go ahead, Summer. Sorry.
the ending is beautiful because we all hope for the best,
Hmm.
right? But it will be 10 times more powerful that if this letter is written by the one that dies at the end, the last one that dies, and Gordon listened to the narrative saying, I really hope that they go down on a mountain and they see the face of somebody, and you see the shots of us at the end, right? And it finishes like, it's too bad I will not be there with them. Boom, ending. You're gonna be like, what the fuck with this movie? But no, they wanna finish the letter and they give us all the way that they get back home. It's unnecessary because that's real life. We're doing movies. Uh,
Because it's
I
implied.
mean,
I get you. It's implied that when they find somebody, they're all going to
yeah.
get rescued. Yeah, I agree
And
with
this
that.
and I'm gonna go back to the Crow. I don't need them to explain me every scene. I need them to let me create an interpretation because society nowadays with social media, they need to give us the meme, go to the comments to explain us what we're watching, and then make a whole interpretation of what we're supposed to be watching. And that's what happened. Remember the one from Napoleon?
Yeah.
What is so bad? Because they explain us everything like a TikTok. And we mentioned this. And I find that happening to movies a lot. One thing is explaining, and that's what I like Memento, that you don't like that movie. That's what I like it so much because they didn't explain you. They give you the explanation. You see the difference? Explain you and give you an explanation are totally different things.
Well, it's
And the
showing and
Crow,
it's showing and not telling.
yeah, and the Crow gives you an explanation.
Yep.
No,
But
sorry,
see,
explaining you.
here's the beauty about this is really, I think, the best way to encapsulate it is in the original Crow. Like you understand what's happened, you understand the actions that are being taken, but you can interpret. Like if you're a Christian, you can say, "Oh, okay, that's God bringing him back." If you're more of like more into like more Native American religions. Oh, the symbolism of the crow, you know, traveling with souls, blah, 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 blah. So that's an explanation. If you're, a Hindu, you could be like, oh, okay, well, he was brought back to, or a Buddhist or whatever. The point is, Eric is brought back from the dead to set things right. You can interpret the why and the how however you want, because that's not what's important. But the new crow spells it out for you and leaves no room for interpretation of the viewer. And thus it robs it of its heart. But I'll tell you what, though, The Crow may have been bad, but you know what's not bad?
Go ahead, do the sponsorship.
Our friends at Trophy Smack, and I will say, these guys make such great awards that we should give the guys that made The Crow a loser award from our friends at Trophy Smack, and it'll be better than the movie they made. So it's kind of like the
Perfect.
Razzies in that way, which, just FYI, that wasn't a joke. You actually can get loser awards from our friends at Trophy Smack. And if you click just that, so actually, that's some of their funniest products. So if you have like a fantasy football league or even just anything, you can get like number one losers, stuff like that, trophies, rings, championship belts, which are my personal favorite. You can also get custom ones, which Trophy Smack does all of the awards for the RRT Podcast Pantheon, including the Podcast of the Year, Bill, which there's a lot more competition this year, though, because they're going to
Well,
be 14.
I went in my belt of the best negotiator in the company, so I like unbeatable. I'm the only one.
Is fun fact though, there is at least going to be one, and they don't know who they are yet. There is going to be at least one special award given in this year's Artie Awards that won't be up for voting. That's just a recognition award. There might be
That's good.
two, depending upon how things shake out, but there is one. There is one of you out there who has just
Just one
stepped
thing:
up.
if
Yeah.
you win the podcast award, the recognition award, and the other award again, you won everything. I'm gonna start doubting about the legality of this contest.
Oh, it won't be me getting the special award because I'm
I don't
giving it to
know,
somebody
man.
else.
I don't know.
But it's going to someone who has just stepped up repeatedly this year, and did not have to. So
Listen to me, audience. Everybody knows that he's gonna give it to his other co-host Justin. Everybody knows this.
we don't know
Why are
that
you
yet.
doing this? Come on, everybody knows it. You're having a bromance with Justin. For the
Well,
people that are not watching, I'm making obscene things
well,
with my
his
hands.
his his beard tickles. Anyway, um, so yes, if you want to get a custom championship belt, trophy, plaque, any kind of award, I actually think they do wall art and banners too. Oh, and championship rings as well. Click the first link in the description. Our friends at Trophy Smack will help you out. God, look
And
at that.
they got a code,
That's
right?
so
A
pretty.
discount. That's really nice.
Nope, they just used the link.
Okay, perfect. But you know what? I would get really jealous when you show that because I really like it, and I don't think that that competition was fair. I think that everybody voted for the boss, and I come on. Come on,
You
man.
voted for me.
Seriously.
I know who you are.
I didn't vote for you. I
Yes, you
voted for
did.
myself.
Yes, you
I
did.
voted for our podcast. What are you talking about?
You.
I
So
vote for
okay.
our podcast. You're in the podcast. I'm good. It's me here talking. I vote for myself. It will be against my will.
Well, this one will
So
be
it
up for
was.
grabs soon too.
There you go. Yeah. You see, people, he got the 2 awards.
Well, no, this is not mine. This hasn't been awarded
Yeah,
yet. It's just made.
yeah. I don't know. It's like those independent movies that is written by Jake, script by Jake, directed by Jake, act by Jake. Come on, guys,
Starring Jake.
neighbor, please. I
Please.
can I
No,
can
I'm
use that
telling you,
word.
the Artie Awards are anonymous voting. I did not vote for myself.
Yeah. I got so mad, audience, because I didn't want that I stopped using Discord because of that voting. It was tainted. I
You
want to
never use
recount.
Discord.
I want to recount like our President Trump. We supposed to win. We're the one bringing the stuff. Either
Well,
way,
this year,
City of Dreams.
this year it will be open voting to everyone. So tell your audiences, vote for your podcast.
Listen to me, people. Listen to me, people. I will tell you a promise. I'm not Donald Trump. I'm just making a political interpretation. If we win, I promise to put in the belt to the Toon Talk 2.2 audience. I will dedicate it to you people. So I don't want it for me. I want it for you because you make this podcast possible. Actually, the guys do, and it's really funny. Other things, City of Dreams. I always get messed up. City of Dreams, like I said, the message is really strong. There's a lot of symbolism and iconography about the Bible that is not that I like, but I like when it's well put in and hidden enough for you to know. Uh, I think that didn't fall into the absurd, and that's what I like about the movie. They could show us the sexual sadist slaves, but they don't. They leave it to your open imagination,
And
and I respect that.
I'm really glad they did
I'm
that
really
because
glad
they're
because it wasn't unnecessary. So it was good. The running scene in downtown LA, it seems a little long,
the
but
whole
I
time.
understand.
The whole time during that, and it was very frustrating for me to watch. And I'm there with my girlfriend whose first language is Spanish. The whole time that scene's going on, I keep going in the calle, in the calle, in the calle, in the calle. He keeps running into buildings. Damn it!
I know, but he's a little kid that never been in America.
I get it, but
Never. He was from a little town. So okay, something and I know probably is my mind, and everybody knows that following the podcast that it's a little messed up. But if you never been the whole city quote mark situation where he lives was 3 houses open and a soccer field and not even a church. So he doesn't understand uh, the city concept. He gets put in a car with the promise that he's gonna play soccer in America. They drug him. He wake up in a house. He's 15-year-old, 15 Latino. That means like 11 American size, right? And mentally 12. No, I'm serious. No TV, no cell phones. He just wants to play soccer, and suddenly he's inside a ring of car label workers, right? Yes, people keep buying clothes in Shane and keep buying clothes in Fashion Nova. You're paying $5 because a kid is doing it someplace.
yeah. Did
That's
you
the
did
reality.
you did you catch the obvious jab at Forever 21?
Yeah, of course. And I get it why people but dude, everything is goes so big in this movie because they keep it to the point that you don't know. But you see how politics are put it in. Again, there's two symbolism or three symbolism that mark me a lot. He gets punished and whipped right in his back like Jesus Christ in the Bible, and the guy that is his guard, if you call it right, his cell guard, because he's not in a cell, but he's a prisoner. His name is Caesar, making a reference to the Romans. And they realize at the end, towards the end, not at the end, towards the end, that he's working for a Jewish company, and the Jew is the one manipulating the politics for kid to keep being imprisoned, Jesus. So like everybody knows that I'm not a religious guy. I'm a guy that read
You're pointing out the symbolism that was
the
there. Yeah.
symbolism were really good. And if you realize he just made friends with one woman, her name is Elena.
Atlanta.
That if you read Saint Elena, that's the one that consolate, right? A lot of circumstances in the Bible. Uh, there's so much pain in the movie that I really cried 3 times. The beating that he takes is the makeup of the eye is amazingly good.
The eye makeup was tremendous.
Uh, the furious acting, he got tattooed in his hand Jesus because the kid he's been carrying this burden that his dad keep telling him, you needed to die for your mom needed to die for you to born. And that keeps him an impeached to talk, not physically but mentally.
Hmm.
And he needs to go to this burden of situation until he says no more. And this is the symbolism of no more. I raise my voice for the first time. She actually talks. uh, I know that you didn't like that part. I like it because for me it was the symbolism of raising my voice.
I'm fine with it. My only tweak would have been is to tack on at the beginning about how the kid doesn't talk. Because at first, I kind of, I'm not going to say I made the joke, but I kind of had a funny thought when I was watching his first interaction with Elena. I'm like, what is this fucking Zelda? Like everybody talks but him?
The thing is, I understand why he doesn't talk.
I,
I, I,
I
I get it from the beginning. Probably is the Anglo and the Latino culture. I mean, the kid is beaten at the first scene by a bully, and he doesn't talk. And his best friend come and hug him, and he doesn't talk. But you see the sadness in his eyes. You can see that the reflection of silence is because he never was allowed to raise his voice because nobody listened to him. The dad talks to him all the time. I mean, the dad sold him, so he got a better chance in America with an empty promise of the guy that looks like a pedophile.
yeah, no shit, giant red flag. But
But red flag for us, not for a
yeah,
guy
yeah,
that lives in the Mexican Sierra.
yeah, yeah. And the thing is, I'm glad they showed it that way because that's how it
That's what it is.
happens. That's how it
Yeah, it's
happens.
really sad. Uh, the cop, uh, Jason Patrick, that's his name?
I think so.
Adam Patrick. I don't remember where I saw him, but he did a solid acting. Then the son of the owner of the factory, the Jewish guy, I saw him in Entourage a couple of times. I see him around. He's funny and he portrays a good play. There's a scene when you see the elitism of America beautiful. The kid is running and escaping, and then a kid inside the Mercedes Benz, brand new, son of the bad guy, smiles at him, and then he honks the horn so he get catch. And that's the two sides of America. I will smile at you, but because you're in my way, and my way of life is more important than your sanity, I will destroy you. So it's a lot of symbolism and iconographies and I don't want to say Easter eggs because they're not Easter eggs, but you know what I mean, right? A
Yeah.
lot of things. I highly recommend the movie because this movie is nothing if we don't talk about it. If we talk about it, it will become something. Not for this time is not for the director, not for a bigger budget, not for the recognition of the actor. That I'm really sure that that kid supposed to have a Golden Globe nomination. Not an award, he's not there yet, but a Golden Globe nomination he's supposed to.
Yeah.
Sadly, for a reason that I do not understand, the movie is not getting to festivals. He wasn't in Sundance. He's not going to Cannes.
It's because it hits a little too hard, and this one didn't really get picked up by the evangelical right like Sound of Freedom did.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't either, and that's really weird because there's a few of the same people involved. I don't
Politics,
really.
man.
What's that?
Politics.
I mean, but this is right up their alley. I didn't know about it until you told me.
And I honestly, I was looking into my AMC membership. I said, what I can watch, that I can watch. Oh, this one. And it was just in a couple of theaters. Now, if you realize that it's been in the theater 1 week more than Twisters and 1 week more than The Crow, just go and watch it. And for a reason. Too bad that is we don't know the budget of the movie. Probably cost 5 million. Why see it?
It looked good
But
though. I mean, it's a good looking
there's a lot
movie.
of scenes that they could be done better, not cinematographically, script wise.
Hmm.
When he's hiding and the nail goes to him, that scene is totally unnecessary. Uh, when he's tried to escape the first time, it's unreal that a cop in LA will not ask for the kid that he's showing.
Yeah, there were a couple of scenes with the cops, and I talked to you on the phone earlier today. It was like, and movies get this wrong all the time, so it's not just this one, but it's like DAs and cops don't issue warrants, judges do. Like
And if you attack a cop, automatically you go to jail. Even you threat
precisely.
verbally a cop, and
Yeah,
he gets now. I understand what they do it because they will have to catch him, go to jail, change location instead of a phone call.
yeah,
I get what they do it cheaper, but and they didn't want to repeat the scene of the patrol that is fast
yeah,
forward with the tape.
yeah.
If it could be better, yes. If I'm surprised that it didn't get to Cannes Festival or Sundance or at least Santa Barbara Festival, I'm really
Well,
surprised it didn't.
so here's my little conspiracy theory. So Sound of Freedom got a lot of notoriety thanks to the evangelical right, but I think that's a thing. I think a lot of people are totally fine speaking out against sex trafficking, but when it comes to modern day slavery, which is what this movie is about for labor, I think there's a lot of
And
people,
persecution.
well, there's a lot of people that benefit from that. And if that goes away, their profit margins go down.
But I think, honestly, I think the PR of this movie is not connected enough
I agree.
because this movie could hit Cannes, Sundance in a small theater for review on Sundance. And Sundance will take it because of the message.
Hmm.
Sundance is really kind of that. And if you put it in Sundance, more distributors will see it, but they prefer to do a cinematic release that go to the festivals. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If somebody knows in the comments or find out something in Discord or whatever, why? Maybe they submitted and like you say, they just didn't want it. Now, at the end of the movie, like post credits, you see Angelina Jolie, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, Obama, showing that they're not doing anything to stop this because seriously, it happens a lot. Living in LA, I'm gonna be honest, I never left. You know this, right? My Marina del Rey and Beverly Hills Kingdom. I've been in downtown twice in 11 years. Why? Because I don't want. I moved from a third world country to live in a first one. I don't need memory lanes, right? But the times that I went there, it was shocking how it is. It's exactly the same. I remember I got this amazing friend, Troy Heffer. Big hi to you. He told me, let's go to downtown to eat real barbecue. I go like, why? Oh, you're gonna love it. I go like, okay. And we drove and drove, and then we parked in front of a Latino mural. Like he's like, isn't that great? I go like, yeah. And then we go and eat, and I goes, this is really good. But I'm allergic to it, bro, because gas MSG. It's really
Mm.
good. Don't take me wrong. It was fantastic. But I'm walking between people. I'm looking everywhere to see nobody take my phone. And I'm like, we jump into the car. Someone, do you like it? I say, yeah, let's not do it again. Why? Because for you, it's tropicalization, culture expansion. For me, is what I left behind, right? I always criticize, and this is a personal point of view. Please don't cancel me. You don't go to another country to make your little country on it. I don't live in a Mexican society. I don't disrespect my fellow Latinos. I work with a lot of them. I work a lot for people to get the recognition. I'm always trying to bring podcasts with Latinos and bilinguals and things like that. But I don't, I put my trash in the trash can where it's supposed to be, like it's teaching America. I pick up the poop of my dog, right? And I'm not talking just about Latinos. You go to Little Italy, Little Russia, and they are making their country in America, and I don't feel comfortable with that. Not I'm gonna tell this. I recognize myself as a judge, and in my vision of life, and the jury as well. So if you can recognize yourself as a trans whatever, I can recognize myself as the judge and the jury. So honestly, yeah, I know I'm gonna get canceled one of these days. Like I will get canceled on TikTok. But the reality is, what happened in that movie is happening all the time. I mean, while you and me are sitting in a white column thrones making a podcast about entertainment, there's people being abused physically, mentally, and sexually for $1,000 or sold for people, for a rich asshole to kill them just to have the sensation for 40, $50,000. And I don't think that's fair at
No,
all.
not at all. But it's interesting because I had because I told you I went and saw it with my girlfriend, and I knew I knew, and even you and I, we we had very different views of what was going on in the movie. Um, the ending in particular, it I'm not going to say it triggered her, but it brought back memories for her because she went through
Remember, I
some of
told
that.
you she's gonna feel it closer than you.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, I'm watching it, and it made me angry because the way our politicians, both Democrat and Republican, have treated immigration as an issue for decades is just it's fucking shameful.
Yeah.
But I've not had a direct interaction with that. I see it as an outside observer. So
But isn't
I'm
that
an
funny that your friend is Latino and your girlfriend is Latina? You're closer, man. You don't notice because you don't see it because you're not racist.
wait. What do you mean? I'm lost.
Let me explain you this. I've been through this a lot. Uh, the person that I date, my girlfriend for many years, she's Canadian, right? And even when we separate, I don't date Latinos, not for any particular reason. I moved to America. I like white girls, right? But every time we go through any kind of racist situation,
Hmm.
they say, I don't understand it. I know about it. And I say, yeah, because you are not racist. You don't see that part. Obviously, if I'm one of your co-hosts, business partner, and friend is Latino, you are not racist, Jake. Your
Oh, I
girlfriend is
know. I
Latina.
know.
You are so no, but so you don't see it. It's like a football player, right? A real professional football player that is see the linebacker move. Oh, I can throw the pass that. A fan is like, oh, why you're not running the ball? Because you don't see it.
Hmm.
The simple fact that you see it, that you don't see it is a bless, but at the same time it's a curse because there's a lot of things that happen in immigration, in this human trafficking terrorism, if you will, that is scary. It's more scary than the movie Smile Man
Oh, yeah.
because we can't do anything about it for real. We just can't. And it's what it was making me in my whole life. You know that back in Latin America, I was a lawyer, and I had one criminal case, and that made me retire from the law. One, because when you see reality in firsthand, it's tough, man. It's tough.
Because I'm in there. I don't. That's one of the many reasons why I don't think I could be a cop. Because at the end, spoiler alert for City of Dreams, when they're in there, when the cops bust in, I'm just like shoot him in the fucking face.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just I'm like shoot him in the face, you know,
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's
It's
like
just is it's a complicated matter. I think that, and I'm not trying to make an entertainment funny podcast too deep outside our thing that we do that is being deep, right? In entertainment, but immigration, it could be solved so easy, man. So easy. If you see a person that has criminal background, you kick him out of the country. If he doesn't have a criminal background, he's already inside the states. He pays his taxes. Does he have criminal background? I give him a class of taxes, a class of law, and make him American. He got more pay taxes. He got more legal workers, and we will separate the dirt from the clean. Period.
Well,
No.
so I'll lay out my if I were president immigration proposal, and I'm sure if president couldn't do all this alone, but this would be my goal on the agenda. Everybody's happy at the end of it. So first of all, this will make Trump happy. You build the wall, you finish it, complete it, and properly staff it. But the border wall isn't just a wall; it's also a quasi-universal port of entry. And I'm with the libertarians on this. To me, it absolutely makes no fucking sense why somebody can't come up to a port of entry, a legal port of entry, provide identification, get verified within a period of days, not years. Okay, cool. Here's your shit. You don't have a criminal background. You are who you say you are. Here's your shit. Here's your work permit. Here's the form you need to fill out to get your social security number. In the meantime, here's your temporary TIN. So you could go get a job today if you wanted to, and you're legal. And here's the form if you want temporary work status, a green card, or if you want to apply for citizenship. Which paper do you want? And
And if you have criminal background, bye, you don't get it
yeah,
anymore.
you don't get in, point blank.
But then all the coyotes in the border, the politicians, the cops, they wouldn't get money.
Hmm.
So it's like drugs. I mean, to be honest with you, they can legalize cocaine, and right away it will disappear. Like
Well, they'll
it
just
will
start
go
doing
down.
business. They'll just start doing business on this side of the border.
Yeah. So, but no, they want to keep it like that because the line of money is too heavy. I don't know if
Insane.
you remember the movie Traffic, an
Hmm.
amazing movie.
It,
There's a lot
oh.
of things there.
Well,
You see, that's a really good movie that never goes down. But anyway,
right. But and well, the main thing though is and then the other part of my program is and to sort of not pay for the wall monetarily, but to give the left something in exchange for the wall. You have to do a Reagan style like blanket amnesty program. You have to, but it comes with a major overhaul.
I
And a
will
lot of
say
people,
something
a lot,
fantastic.
a lot of people forget that Reagan did that.
I will say something fantastic. If I were Kamala Harris, that I'm not, and I'm not agree with her. I'm saying because she's in the her office is in power right now. I will say I will grant amnesty to everyone here in the promise that you take a look to your vote, because you cannot promise them to vote in exchange.
Right.
But they will win. Anyone will win that election if you're in the power. Why? Because Latinos and because Chinese actually get the paper really fast, Russian get the paper really fast, but Latinos will vote for you because they're really thankful. It's people that are thankful and grateful when you get help. You help them. They're not they're different. You know what I mean? So it's it's really easy to solve, but a lot of people get touched a lot of money when they don't. So,
Well, and
and
then
that's what that
plus,
all these thoughts. Sorry, all these thoughts are coming because of just one movie. People try to support it, try to watch it, because if we don't do anything about it, you have two options. You can forget about it and move on with your life. Congratulations, thank you very much. You can spend $8 and talk about it with your friends,
hmm
and that's making a change. I'm not asking you to save lives. I'm asking you to support a movie that actually has a message. Because don't take me wrong, everybody that listens to this podcast know that I love with capital letters Deadpool and Wolverine. But it's absurd that that movie made $1.3 billion
it is
and this
not.
movie made 1 million.
Yeah, no, this movie should be making a lot more money.
just to
Uh,
make another one to keep the message. That's it. I'm not asking for a bigger budget. I'm just making it known so the producers don't say shit. We lost money. So that was
yeah,
my
yeah.
question.
So what I was gonna say too, and I call out every politician for this. Trump might be a quasi exception to this. I'm not even gonna give him a full pass though. But
Uncle
like
Donnie, you mean my Uncle Donnie?
Uncle Donnie, yeah. Um,
Okay.
I always call politicians out, but no politician actually wants to solve the immigration issue because then they can't run on it anymore. If they actually fixed it, they wouldn't be able to scare all of the immigrants of any status because there's so much misinformation that gets thrown around regarding immigration and
You know how much money if that plan that you say, oh, my plan to give everyone a sorry, I'm the bad people audience. I love my audience, but I'm watching the Chargers, the Rams versus Detroit behind, and the Rams just made an interception in the fourth quarter. Sorry. So yeah, I multitask people. Get over it. Uh, you know how much money will move around actually in a good way for immigration lawyers to do this?
huge, huge.
Now, let me explain you something. Because I tried to do this. I never pushed it too far because I never got the tracking of the supporting people. When I came to America, my first project that I present to an agent, I say I want to go back to Mexico, get a camera phone with my like now we know the right bands that record everything,
Mm.
and let me pay with a lot of hard drives, and let me pay coyotes to film the whole thing. And they didn't let me do it. My lawyers were like, "You're crazy, dude. You're not doing that." I said, "But
That
people do it every
oh
day."
oh God, that would have been so dangerous for you.
That's what they didn't let me do it. And I said, "Well, why we can't do it, right?" And I say, "I'm willing to do it." They don't let me do it. Stephen told me you're crazy.
I don't blame
Uh,
them, buddy. As someone who
I
actually
know,
gives a damn about your safety, I don't blame them.
I get it, but I wanted to open. That's what we didn't do it. But my point is that I wanted to do that, and I see the lack of traction because it's really easy to sit down in our thrones and say, "Hey, well, it's not my life." Right? And City of Gods takes the risk to show that life is complicated. And and again, I'm not criticizing at all America because everybody knows that let's go. I mean, I enjoy more Ronald Reagan movie than Beetlejuice, right? So, but this, I don't know how two faces situation that I don't care where people, I mean, well, I got more followers on Instagram or I don't have, I don't care if people are starving in another part of the world or in my own country in Indiana or Louisiana, right? Meanwhile, I look great in my bikini with my liposuction or selling sunset is the worst, or the Bachelor are like really bad reality shows that they just show the nice of the American life when we have meth labs exploding in Oklahoma or another kid shooting a school in Texas. It's weird. It's weird for me to still after so many years in America. I'm gonna be in this round, in this tour, if you will, 11 years. In the previous one, 4 years more. So it's weird for me to understand that area now. If you don't have the will, the money, or the way to help no one, cool. But as Ronald Reagan said, if the Lord just take 10%, ask for 10%, what the fuck our taxes are higher than that, right? That's a good saying. Where did Ronald Reagan rules, bro?
He had quite a few. He had quite a few good ones.
Yeah. So either way, I really hope that people go and watch this movie. I think it's a really good movie to watch for the message. Got lack of a lot of things. Uh, oh my God, it's 11 p.m. where you are.
Hmm.
Yeah. I was gonna say goodbye to the show soon, pretty soon.
Yeah.
He's got a couple of fast recommendations, really fast. We're not gonna
Yep.
that. I prepare a full Pyrus quest for you, but I'm gonna let it pass. No, I didn't prepare anything. So
I I would lose anyway.
you always lose. This game is created for you to lose. But Anyway, recommendation fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead. You want
I
me to
need to
start?
check. Do your movie because I got to check the title of
No,
mine.
I'm just gonna go my whole recommendation in one shot. I
Okay,
went
I'm
back to watch Man of Steel, and I decided to watch Batman versus. Uh, that I like Man of Steel, but I was like, eh. I stopped watching it since when it was released 10 years ago. Then Batman versus Superman, and I didn't like it back in the day because Lex Luthor is one of my favorite characters ever. The Wizard of Oz. I mean, for God's sake, we have a company called Force and Corp. For obvious reasons, Lex Corp I love, right? So I really like Lex Luthor, the character, not the Gene Hackman, the real character, um, like the comic character that actually become a president of the United States. That that Lex Luthor I love, and see this. I hated the movie when I saw Lex Luthor, but suddenly, finally, after 11, 9 years, I realized that is Lex Luthor's son. So it's a different person. It's Lex Luthor's son. Eisenberg is playing Lex Luthor's son, Alexander Luthor Jr. So even it's not clear say that what he's always talking about, my dad, my dad, my dad. So it's a different character. So it's not Lex Luthor. So I can start off dissecting the movie and even pause it and make reference and read about it. So I highly recommend. My recommendation is movie Man of Steel. We're recommendation the black and white Justice of Justice League black and white Zack Snyder edition. That's the weird one. Uh, Obviously, the ones in the middle, the Batman versus Superman, and music, of course, again and forever because I love my. Go ahead, your
so
turn.
my movie recommendation is from the Crow franchise. Specifically, it's the Crow Wicked Prayer. This is a great example. The Crow City of Angels isn't bad either, but this is probably my favorite derivation of the Crow concept, and it actually shows what you can do because it's a whole different cast of characters, but it's the same loose concept. This one, I forget his name. Uh, the guy who comes back from the dead is wrongfully killed by a crooked cop, and he comes back to not only again get justice, but also to save his girlfriend who died's younger sister, from sharing the same fate. I mean, I think it was a direct to video movie, but it's not bad for what it is, especially. It's pretty good. Starring a young Tara Reid as well. So,
That's good. I
and my,
love Reed when she was young. I got such a crush, bro.
yeah. Well, and then, my,
You, me, everyone.
and then my TV show recommendation. This is a cliche, but I'm finally starting to I'm starting back up with Game of Thrones again. I'm finally in the seventh season. Um, and that ties together because Jon Snow comes back from the dead. Um,
Oh,
you you
really?
you were you
Who
were a
was the
fan.
lair?
You were a fan. Was season seven considered bad, or was that considered good?
Everything was considered good with Game of Thrones.
Okay. Because season seven, I'm on like episode 3 or 4, and it's oh my god, it's starting out with a bang. I'm like, this is great. So
No,
yeah,
no, no, no. The whole Game of Thrones is good.
I heard the last season was questionable, but I don't know. I'm not
I
there yet.
think that was sour losers that they want more. But no, it's good, man. It was fast
Yeah,
compared to the others, but yeah, dude, the last episode was $20 million. What the freaking people expect? Now,
yeah,
let me tell you
exactly.
something about Game of Thrones. I watched the first season and I hated it, and I wait 5 years to watch it again, and I start watching, it and then I couldn't finish. I just keep going and going. But at the beginning, I hate the wolf.
Oh
That's
yeah,
my thing.
yeah.
I was
Um,
playing Dungeons and Dragons, so I always get upset when I don't produce a movie that is not like that. Because Game of Thrones is Dungeons and Dragons, 100%.
I mean, pretty much. Um, my music recommendation is gonna be it's not brand
You
new,
didn't
but
have it.
no, it's not brand new, but I've heard it in passing, but I finally just added it to my playlist. I don't know why I like it because I shouldn't. But it's one of Baby Metal's newer songs, Ratatata. and I forget who they collaborated with. You don't know why it's good, and that works too because Baby Metal had a few years ago. They got a third member and kind of had they never really stopped, but they've had a major resurgence lately. So they kind of came back too, and I'm glad they did because I like their deal. I like what they're doing.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
then
I gotta be honest with something really fast. I just finished recording all the tracks of the first single of the next album because we have drums, bass, guitars. But the first song that I cannot say what that you know which one it is. I just finished everything and I hear it together without my voice for the first time, not mixed, but everything. And big hello to my musicians. And I'm gonna share this. I know we're tired really fast. I told the new keyboard player. So he might need you to use a mug. That's a kind of keyboard.
Mhm.
And he's like, but don't just make a note. I say, yeah, I don't think it's going to sound good. I take this deep breath and I told him, you don't want to record? No, I'm not saying that. I say, you know what is the magic of this album for the first time in my life? That everybody says, yes, Virus. And everybody's happy. And we use some mug. He's like, but that's just one note. I say, yeah. And today we listen with the engineers and the producer, and it sounds so freaking good, man. And it's all over the place because it's not mixed, but it sounds so good that I'm like, take my breath away. So I cannot recommend another music because I'm so stuck in doing this album that I'm trying not to listen to anything else. However, Linkin Park new album is a little soft for me, but it's good. But
Yeah.
it's good. The new singers, we got a
Yeah.
lot of traction, a lot of comments in our TikTok, and a lot of views in our post because we post 2 seconds after the news was released. We have our video, and it was really good to see the reaction of the audience. Thank you very much for everyone. You have another recommendation, right? Before we say goodbye, because I got
Yes,
the voice, the
but
producer voice in my ear
yeah.
saying bye.
Well, but before then, really quick, I have a question for you. So, did you notice how filthy that house was in City of Dreams, particularly the bathroom, and how just everything, including the cabinetry, was dilapidated?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not those assholes, but because fuck those guys, they don't deserve any help, the ones that were actually running the house. But the people that buy it afterwards to fix it up, they're gonna need some cabinets, and they really should give Boger Cabinetry a call because, they got a lot of work to do in that house. They're gonna need to save some money if they're gonna turn a profit. And
That
thankfully,
was the best commercial you ever done.
and they Boger Cabinetry, being 30 to 40% less than big box stores, can get them high quality cabinetry, custom price without the custom, I'm sorry, custom quality without the custom price. And the best part is, since they're in LA, they can order directly online, have the unassembled cabinet shipped to their door, and save even more money. So, like I said, the people that are there before, fuck those guys, because Boger Cabinetry wouldn't sell them ever. But the people that buy that house for a discount and are going to fix it up and turn it into a nice family home and get rid of all the bad juju and horrible shit that happened in that home, absolutely, Boger Cabinetry would help them out. And if you mention this podcast, you too can save an additional 10% on your cabinetry order.
Woo.
Just mention Tube Talk 2.0 when you make your purchase.
It's really important that you say Toon Talk 2.0 Virus is the shit, and you get the 10% off.
Absolutely. But my final
Congratulations in that commercial. It was fantastic, man.
my, and my
I
final
didn't
my
see that coming. I didn't see
uh,
that coming.
I thought about it. I was like, oh, actually, when I was watching the movie, I looked at the cabinet and I'm like, oh God, I've been doing this too long. Because my eye went to the cabinet and I went, ugh. But the final recommendation being the weird one. I think I've recommended it before, but I'm going to do it again. The original Crow graphic novel by James O'Barr. Just go ahead and buy it. It's a magnificent piece of art, and it's actually I'm not going to say it's an enjoyable read, but it's like, you know what I mean, because it's a really sad story, but you won't regret buying it. It's a great story. It is very much a work of art, unlike some other comics sometimes can feel a little not commercial, but kind of like it feels like a comic. The Crow really does feel like a how would you say, an exhibition of art along with the
Yes.
story. So that would be the final recommendation. So that's
I
it.
recommend just one more thing. like and subscribe. We really appreciate what you're doing for the podcast. Certainly, it's becoming bigger. I really love the response. I really love to interact with the comments on social media. People writing me all the time saying, "Virus, you rock. Jake sucks." But we're working hard on that. I didn't say that, but thank you for everyone that is doing that. As always, I will take the time to answer everyone. Thank you for your support. Thank you for uh, listen to our point of view. Remember to share and like. And if you don't like what we say, just come and say it in the comments.
Yeah.
This is an open space to a community that respect each other. And if you say something that I don't think is proper, I just erase it. So don't worry about it. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Jake. Uh, happy, how you call that? The thing with the two candidates?
Huh?
The two candidates that they're going to be blah,
Oh,
blah,
the
blah, blah,
debate.
blah.
The debate.
The debate. I forgot that word. Sorry, I speak another language. Good luck with the debate. With you're gonna do it with random media, right, or with average intelligence? Sorry.
Average intelligence.
So give us a good thing, make us laugh a little, because the world needs few laughs. See you next Tuesday, people.
Yeah. Catch you next Tuesday.
Catch you next Tuesday.
I think that went over your head.
Yeah.
See you next
Next.
Tuesday.